Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Sedrik Kennedy. And still sick. But as you can see by the title, YouTube further returns to days of yore. And let me explain. As I've always said, YouTube is finding new ways to destroy anyone making money. No one is going to listen to that, and there are people that's prepared. I'll explain that after I get into the meat of this. But this is changes to YouTube's terms of service. And there's a summary of the changes. There's the facial recognition restrictions, and then there's the royalty payment and tax withholding. But the one that people are going to read, be pissed off about, flip and rage out about, but do nothing about, YouTube's right to monetize. It says YouTube has the right to monetize all content on the platform, and ads may appear on videos from channels not in the YouTube partner program. That's very important. And what it's saying is YouTube has the right. In other words, the freedom. They have the freedom of expression to monetize all content on the platform, and ads may appear. May. These are new ads, advertisement, ADS, short for advertisements. May appear on videos from channels not in the YouTube partner program. That means on your videos and whatnot that are monetized, they can monetize it if they want to. Though you don't meet the 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time, they can monetize whatever they want on your channel because they reserve the right to do so. So if people are watching your channel, YouTube can say, yeah, we'll make money off your channel, but you can't. But for those that do reach that 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers, there may be ads. This is what's going to happen. It's called the okie doke for a reason. They will put new ads because people are always making new ads. You get dish detergent, and that shows the ad. Okay, and you might get a percentage of that. But when they make a new ad that goes up, that's a whole new ad. So it doesn't fall under the old stuff. It falls under the new guidelines in terms of service. Therefore, you don't have to get any money from that because it's not part of the YouTube, what's it called? Partner program. It's not a part of the partner program. Since it's not a part of the partner program, you get nothing. YouTube gets everything. So when YouTube gets everything, that means what? Google gets everything. This is a Google thing. YouTube is just a platform, a branch of Google. Google, the people, that search engine that everyone parades around and advocates and advertise. Google this, Google it, Google that. Those people that are help ruining everyone's lives on YouTube, while everyone is saying Google is your friend, trust Google, use Google to research, just Google it. Yeah, literally. Please, I tell you, this man beating on me, he's the one you should trust. He loves you. Like, dude, he is whooping your ass. Yes, but you need to talk to him because he's the only source of anything. Be like, I'd rather go over here. Just trust this guy. I know he's damaging all of us, but trust me, he knows best. That's what's happening. And anyone who's been in any abusive type relationship, what do? Ultimately, you leave, get killed, or stay with the monster in misery, probably killing yourself. You've seen and heard all the stories. This is no different. And if you think I'm wrong? When YouTube started, what did they do? Not YouTube, but when it finally switched over, and this was just like what, last year before last, this woman, she went to the YouTube, an area of it anyway, and was shooting up the place. I don't think anyone got shot. I don't think so. But when YouTube took her stuff down, made it so she couldn't get monetized and killed her entire livelihood, she lost it. People was on YouTube and they lost their livelihoods. They didn't know what to do. They started grifting people on YouTube. They started right-wing, platform channels and whatnot. They all started doing that. They all started grifting and being pro-Trump and all this other stuff. That was the point. Now, what people use YouTube for now isn't exactly what you think. Not even close. What people use YouTube for now is mainly just to bring the people there. Everyone goes to YouTube almost. There are other platforms out there, but people go to YouTube. YouTube is used to draw the people in, draw the herd in. All right. You get them, you feed you. The grass is laid out for them. All right. That's the point. Once you get the herd in, then you got to feed them. You got to keep feeding them. So that's your content. Then you get the herd to say, hey, this is good content. I like what I'm eating. This is great for the canines. Well, the molars and incisors. It's good for those. You know what? I'll give you money. So people use YouTube to get people to go there so they can build a higher audience so that they can have enough to go to Patreon and give them memberships and super chats. YouTube is going to be nothing more than a herd center to make sure that there's enough by law of averages to help give you money through Patreon and other stuff that I mentioned and more. And some people are making their own website. So YouTube is going to become what it was in the beginning. It was just a place for views. How popular can you be and make no money but work hard at it? And just to be honest with you, I think that's kind of how life would be. It'd be better that way. If you didn't have to work for money. You just did what you liked. And if people like what you did, cool. Just don't become a slave to trying to satisfy people because you got to outdo what you did last time and it'll never be better than what somebody else is doing. And then you got to go overboard and then you do what some people done. And on YouTube, in some places, people have killed themselves accidentally trying to outdo what they've done before. Some kind of stunt, some prank, some joke. People have gotten injured. Channels have gotten brought down because it got too heinous. And so, Google is using YouTube to be a detriment to society. So for me, yeah, do I talk about my Patreon? I'm going to start putting content up there once I get some kind of thing up here of how it's going to look. Now, I don't think anyone's going to go to it. I'm not expecting people to. I don't have that kind of audience. I don't. Everyone out there is going to get support from everybody else. Hey, I'm one black guy, black voice. I speak my mind. I tell you the truth. I offer solutions. I tell you to look in the mirror. I hold everyone accountable for their own crap. So basically, I am people repellent. That's what I am. There are people that are following me that are, when you watch their channels more or less, yeah, they're really good people. But they're too embarrassed to leave a comment here. So the strong ones, Sunny Secular, Conquering Thought, pro-social pessimists, they leave comments. They're strong people. They're not ashamed of me. They're not embarrassed by me. And I appreciate them. I don't agree with every single thing anyone's going to say. No, I'd be them if I did. But I appreciate you and anyone else that leaves comments, here and there. I'm sorry I don't remember your names and stuff. It's very few and far between. I remember those that I see quite often. And I thank you and I appreciate you. YouTube is screwing us around, but we don't need to screw each other around. So that's why I advertise those that have been sticking with me, chilling with me, and hanging with me. I talk about you every once in a while. Sometimes a little more often, maybe one should, but you're kind of like, my buddies, my friends, so, and that's mainly, I'm not gonna BS. That's mainly Conquering Thought and Sunny Secular, primarily. They haven't tried to shame me into anything. They haven't tried to guilt me into anything. They didn't try to embarrass me into agreeing with them. They didn't try any of that stuff. You know, they can disagree with me vehemently, but they've never tried to do any of that other stuff, and I appreciate it. And so while you two don't appreciate anybody, I'm letting you know who I appreciate. I don't have to go to your channel for you to acknowledge me. You acknowledge me freely of your own free will, and you're not ashamed or embarrassed to do so. So, thank you. And thank you to anyone else that can honestly not just say it, but actually do it, to stand up and use your voice to coin Godless Engineer. To stand up, don't be afraid, show who you listen to, and don't hold anything back. And one other person that listens to me, Frugal Mommy, she won't respond to much of anything, you know, unless I'm complimenting her. I don't know if that's, you know, the fair weather love, I'm not exactly a fan of. That's not really cool, you know, but to be honest with you, I see all of her uploads. I watch maybe 1 out of 10. It depends on what I'm doing. You know, if I'm doing nothing, I'm gonna watch, probably binge watch, and usually give an upvote. And I'm usually the only one doing an upvote out of like 1,800 people that see it. I'm the first to upvote, and I think that's a crying damn shame. They should give her upvotes. Frugal Mommy, Frugal Daddy, the Frugal family, freaking frugal. If you go to their channel, tell them Sedrik sent you, Sedrik. Tell them Sedrik sent you, and give them an upvote. And if you go to Conquering Thought and you see a video, if you disagree with one thing or some kind of premise, still give him an upvote. He put in the time and effort. You go to Sunny Secular, no one gives her upvotes. I give her an upvote. YouTube keeps trying to just jack things up. Google can't wait to hurt everyone. I'm trying to help everybody. You know? That's me. I'm a fool, I know. But I try to do the right thing. So with that said, this has been Sedrik Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for liking, thank you for watching, subscribing, and standing up to use your voice, even if you don't agree with me. Thank you so much. With that said, thank you for listening.